Hello everyone, it's me Tiffany. Welcome to my channel where I share all things pregnancy, postpartum, and motherhood related. I'm a certified birth, postpartum, and bereavement doula, so that means I support women and their families on their journey from conception to postpartum. If you have not had a chance yet, please check out my website, www.sacredarrival.com. You can check out my doula services, childbirth education courses, and you can also check out my blogs. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus for a little while. I've had so much going on here lately, like a lot. I've had an influx of births. I had like 4 in like 1 week here recently, and which was really cool. One of them literally scared me so bad because I had, out of all the time that I've been doing this, I had never been in a position where I have experienced a baby coming into this world and not, or having difficulty with breathing, and they had to get in and, like, you know, do everything, and it was just, you know, it was a lot, and it took a lot out of me. That was a lot, but he is wonderful. He's doing well. Mom is doing well. Everything is good. I also got to, so typically I am always in the room for the vaginal births. Even my clients that have to have C-sections, typically they will have like their partner or, you know, boyfriend, husband, mom, somebody go into the operating room with them. So out of my almost 5 years doing this, I have been able to be a part of a C-section. I actually was able to go in and be there for mom and support her, and that was really awesome. It was good to be there and help her through that experience. I recently celebrated my 40th birthday, which is awesome. I had a really great time. I spent time at the beach, which was, whoo, yeah, it was much needed. I hadn't been on a vacation in maybe a year. It's just been, you know, a lot going on and different things like that. And so I went to the beach. When I tell you I was in the water every day, I would wake up in the morning, eat a light breakfast, go get in the water, come back, take a nap, go back and get in the water. Like, I was in the water every day that I was there, and it was so refreshing. I'm extremely grateful to see 40, so grateful to be here. And I also became a grandmother. So my oldest baby, my 21-year-old, blessed me and allowed me to become the grandmother of a beautiful baby girl. So y'all know I've been spending all my time, okay, with her. So yeah, I'm good. I just, you know, had a lot of things going on, had to take, you know, some time away. I was starting to feel a little overwhelmed, a little bit. Was dealing with some anxiety. I'm wearing a freaking heart monitor right now. I was having some freaking heart palpitations and, you know, stuff going on, so they want to make sure that everything's okay. They really think that it's more so anxiety than anything, but they just, you know, want to make sure I'm good. So yeah, I've had a lot on my plate here lately, but today I wanted to get on here because with the clients that I had that had those births like back to back, there were some that were able to eat. The clients that typically have a birth at a birthing center, they're always able to eat. Like, the midwives encourage them to eat, because when you're in labor, you're literally, your body is doing the work as if you were running a marathon, right? And so if you're sitting there, you're not able to eat anything, you're only able to really drink water, eat ice chips and things like that, you don't have the energy to do what you need to do when it's time to push. And let's be real, labor can take days, okay? Just like thinking about my daughter, she was in labor for 46 hours. And I mean, I would sneak her stuff, you know, here and there, because she was in the hospital. And see, the hospitals are different, you know. We had a cool little nurse in there that was just like, you know, you can bring your stuff, but I didn't see anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go back. The science and evidence, the reason why, you know, they implement this thing in the hospitals mainly of why you cannot eat is because if something was to happen and you're supposed to go in and you need to have like an emergency C-section, they don't want you to aspirate on your food, you know, like choke on it and go down, you know, the wrong way. Like, they don't want you to do that because they use general anesthesia, or they did. More so now, the chances of you actually doing something like that, or like going in, aspirating, things like that, are very rare. Y'all might hear an airplane flying over because I'm at work. So I work not too far from the airport. So like, we have like FedEx flying over. We have everybody like flying over. So yeah, so there was this fear, or, you know, this concern that, okay, if we have to rush in, this person has to have like an emergency C-section, we don't want them to choke, you know, or aspirate or anything like that. However, over the years, that has become more and more rare. It's a rarity. And it's also being shown that, yes, they do need to eat because they need fuel, they need energy. So some things to consider before you go to the hospital, if you're having a birth at a hospital. Make sure that you check their policies. What are their stipulations and their rules on eating, or being able to eat, or not being able to eat? Sometimes you'll look up and you'll get a nurse that's a little more lenient, you know, than others, that will allow you to do, you know, popsicles and broths and, you know, things like that. And then sometimes you get them that are just like straight by the book. They want you to just only do water, only do ice chips, and that's it. Okay, so make sure that you know the policy. Speak with the doctor, or speak with the nurse, you know, just so you can kind of get a better understanding. And a good time to probably do this is if you go, or when you go on your hospital tour. A lot of hospitals offer these tours. You can tour the facility so you can see where you be giving birth, where you need to, you know, give admission, where the, you know, nursery is, NICU is, like all that good stuff. So you'll have a, you know, a general idea when you go in there where everything is. So ask those questions like, okay, so what is your policy on eating? Are we allowed to eat while we're in labor? Just so you'll get an idea. If you're doing a home birth, or you're at a birthing center, I don't think that you will have that issue. Like I said, the midwives are for, they want you to eat, you know, they want you snacking on, you know, protein and making sure you're getting your electrolytes in and all the good stuff. Same thing at home. You're at home, you know. And as long as you're low risk, there really is no concern. You know, it really shouldn't be a concern. Now, if you're high risk and you have other things going on, and they kind of want to restrict your diet to monitor you, understandable. But I do agree with a lot of how the research is going now, to where it's a good thing to eat because your body needs that fuel. You're going to be tired once it's time for you to push. You need that energy, you know, and that's where you get your energy from. You get your fuel from food. You get your fuel from electrolytes. So I just want to hop on here real quick and just say hello. I just had to take a little time away, but I am back, and I thank you always so much for watching, and I will definitely catch you on the